Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Kissy. So, Happy New Year's Day, by the way. I decided to do a reading for the collective and I came across this page today. So as I went through the Tarot of the Orishas as what is the theme of this reading going to be in regards to, we got Eshu. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. I might have done this already in a previous reading, but I'll go ahead and read what Eshu represents. Okay, hold on. I'm going to put my music very low. So Eshu says, this is one of the aspects that Elegua may adopt. Many think that Eshu is one of Elegua's 21 archetypes. His dwelling is located at the crossing of 4 roads, which must be open without cul-de-sacs, in the 4 directions for at least 7 blocks. He is the Lord of the roads, who carefully and cautiously listens and attends to our requests and brings them to the high Orishas, for whom he is a spokesman. By performing this important task, he reaches a spiritual light, covering the direst needs or human wants. I have observed many festivities of Exu in Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay. Most of them celebrated on August 24th, Saint Bartholomew's Day, according to the saints' perpetual calendar, which have been very beautiful because of their colors and gaiety. To the rhythm of atabaques, whoever wants to consult him to perform to perfection human psychology and major human issues may do so without any difficulty. Presents, gifts, and offerings are usually brought, consisting of alcoholic beverages or tobacco. Many syncretize him with Saint Michael, the Archangel, and others with Saint Peter, the custodian of the keys of paradise. Because Exu has the keys to access the different psychic roads, his specialty is to open up pathways with regards to work, professional career, or means of living. Without him, nothing can be started in the spiritual field, because he is the mediator between men and the Orishas. And, as a very well-known song dedicated to him says, without Exu, nothing can be done. So while I was conducting some research in the United States, I had the opportunity of receiving spiritual guidance and advice from Exu. Some months after the consultation with him, I corroborated the accuracy of his descriptions concerning the circumstances that a relative of mine was going through. The card description: he is seen walking through a crossroads and smoking his typical cigar, which he smokes and de-smokes at the same time. He spiritually cleans and or releases the energy of those who resort to him, while holding a bottle of his beverage in his right hand, and in the other a trident, a symbol of the present age, recent age, the age of Pisces, in which Neptune, its governing planet, with his symbol in the form of a trident, represents man with his arms outstretched toward heaven, imploring or requesting help and protection. In one of the above-mentioned opportunities, I asked him, what is the meaning of that trident? And he answered with his peculiar sense of humor, what do you think I use, my son? To lift human garbage, carrion, and man's coarse passions, to push away difficulties in his path, to fight against the adversities of evil in all its expressions? It's in a question mark. The answer left me astonished and speechless, but allowed me to understand a bit more the magnitude of his mission. He is accompanied by a black cat, which according to the way of cats is the animal most commonly seen on street corners and at sunset. That's important, sunset, okay? Also, it's associated to the time that, okay. This is an aspect of Archangel Michael at sunset. So this is giving me 7th house energies. But I'll come back to that in a minute. Let us remember that cats are very psychic animals. Popular imagery has imbued them with a treacherous and malevolent character, which is very unfair. I'm sorry if this is loud. Popular imagery has imbued them with a treacherous or malevolent character, which is very unfair for an animal. The fact is that cats are personal, intuitive, independent creatures that are ready to defend themselves against gratuitous attacks, and as already stated, are gifted with paranormal faculties. So 8th house, 7th house energies. We should remember that, and the reason I say 7th house, this is like Archangel Michael, so like Aries in the 7th house is what I'm getting from that. With a mix of 8th house. 7th or 8th house. Anyway, we should remember that the Egyptians, as well as the Africans, respected and venerated cats, which generally officiated as protectors of temples and palaces. A red and black cloak, since these are his colors, gives Exu the appearance of a king, which he is, the king of the crossroads. The landscape reminds me of the Bay of All Saints, a city in Brazil where love and magic are one and the same thing, where the sun is sunnier and the moon seems to look larger than anywhere else in the world. Those wishing to learn about this place without actually traveling there should read Bahia by Jorge Amado, a famous Brazilian writer, which depicts it, in its smallest details, its customs, its folklore and beliefs, its typical food, etc. So Exu has a deep and profound psychology, and since he is in close contact with humanity, he works in our same astral plane. Therefore, he has retained some human habits, explaining the alcohol and tobacco, which are used as magnetic elements to keep him inside the medium's body. My curiosity also led me to ask him on one occasion why he needed to drink and smoke. The answer was that by drinking and smoking he intoxicated his senses, metaphorically speaking, in order to remain in our astral lowland and be more aware of his work. So that Neptune energy, that vibe of being kind of here but uninhibited, where the body is so relaxed, but it's like you're mentally fluid in your ability to assess the emotional realm. Okay. I also verified that those who incorporate him change the tone, coloration, and timbre of their voice, and sometimes its intensity. But there is no trace of tobacco or alcohol on their breath, and they are not at all dizzy. Rather, they are completely sober. His is a virile, most phallic energy. Many African representations made of mud or carved wood, generally ebony, show this characteristic. The energy represents the innate reproductive energy of man. It should be clarified that this does not imply that the medium incorporating him will medium mystically receive any type of sexual information, need, or tendency, since the symbology only refers to the life-giving ability of the human race. So when that energy is channeled, it's a very masculine sexual energy. So it's not meant, it doesn't affect the person that is channeling the energy by way of affecting their sexual nature. So it doesn't influence them sexually. It's just the energy is used symbolically for the life-giving ability. So it's like it'll stimulate, perhaps, in order to energetically convey the message, the energy will be received or felt or shared, but it's not for the sexual act. It's for the life-giving ability. So it stimulates inspiration. Okay. The meaning of I can't say this word. Virile man. I mean, that just sounds wrong. A virile man, full of vitality and knowledgeable about life, with the innocence of a small boy and the experience of an old man. Time seems not to affect him. His energy is constant. He works untiringly and persistently as he tries to attain his goals. A poet. To communicate with him, you will have to leave any internal fears aside and acknowledge in your heart all the precious gems he hoards. This card has a loyal and faithful personality, a good companion, partner, or friend that will help you along the path you have started. The card governs the male genital organs. This is a card with a high psychic content and may warn you about any danger or imbalance in this field. Written and oral communication, fraternity, association, or lodge, fraternal and community feelings or feeling, abandonment of material things in favor of spiritual things. Your friend is the answer to your needs. K. Gibran. Is that Khalil Gibran, I guess, right? Okay. Badly influenced by other cards, infidelity, coolness, lack of sexual appetite, emotional upset, laziness, lack of energy. So, the prayer to Exu says, Lord of the Crossroads, who waits longer than a friend for, the fraternity I have always wanted. Very hard and compromised job. That of being messenger and recipient of our requests, because Ohala or Obatala wanted it so. Being the humblest among the humble, you have the greatness of those who became great. Mitigating the pain of the doleful, helping the forsaken and unprotected. You fulfill what you have promised, collaborating in human redemption, without any distinctions as to emblems, race, color, or motives. By cleaning your karma, you help me put mine on the right road, fighting against evil in all its shapes or styles. You reflect the wisdom of those who understand. Long live your name, Exu. In the 7 paths, in the 7 roads, where you have thrown light to remove shadows and all darkness. Zolrak. So, I love that. I thought that was, it romanticized Archangel Michael from this, warrior of God to a very sensitive, there's like an intimate knowing of who he's charged with. He knows them from the space of giving life. So all the vulnerabilities that are there, he's able to empathize or hold space for and have compassion for that, the power of that kind of energy. So tapping into it, you have to remember that with the information is, like, because it is from a psychic space and it is sacred space, it's very intimate. So be mindful of people that you allow into your energetic space where you can express yourself on an energetic level and that energy be manipulated, which tends to happen in situations where there's naivete along with immaturity, along with selfish intentions. So, oh gee, oh my. So anywho, I want to do this reading for the collective and see why that energy is showing up for Iksu. Actually, let's do the clue first and then we'll do the tarot. The song that's on right now, is it all or nothing at all? Are we just friends? Is this how it ends, with a simple telephone call? You leave me here with nothing at all? Somebody could be feeling a little bit not being given the attention that they need. Okay. So let's see, what are the energies in regards to this theme that we just got for the Divine Collective, for the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine energies. We have a Gemini in the study, kitchen in the ballroom, Mr. Green in reverse in the kitchen, the ballroom and conservatory, candlestick in the dining room in reverse, the study in the billiard room, rope in the library in reverse, Colonel Mustard in the hall, and the conservatory in the lounge. So at the core, what do we have going on and what is crossing? Oh, Cancerian energies. So we have a mother figure or something to do with the home. This could also be your mother, your wife, or you. This could be you if you're identifying as the nurturer, caregiver of the home. We have a Sagittarius individual. Now, this could be that you're dealing with the Sagittarius, or you're thinking about your belief system, or you're getting a bigger vision in terms of things when it comes to the home, or when it comes to being a mother, or when it comes to what it means to nurture. This could also mean long distance connection. You can want to travel somewhere, or you might be dealing with a mother figure that's long distance at this time. Okay. Don't we all? I mean, in some way. whether it's our own mother or someone we feel like a mother. Let's clarify why that's here. Also, Dr. Orchid, this could be someone that's very, that has a very soft bedside manner. You know what I mean? Like someone that's very nurturing. Someone that, okay, hold on. So I feel like somebody's changed their mind about someone, a mother figure. I feel like this is someone that they saw as a Nine of Pentacles in reverse. You know, strong and independent and wealthy. I feel like now they're either seeing them as not that. They're seeing them like a lack or a loss of independence on some level, or a lack of wealth. Emotionally immature or young. So for some of you, you could be looking at a mother figure at a distance in that way. You could be looking at someone that's Sagittarius that's at a distance, perhaps, that is no longer independent, or is no longer with a... I'm getting like a gold digger energy. With a gold digger that was very immature, using emotional manipulation in exchange for... So this is very young. This is like the player energy, okay? Kind of, this is like, this Sagittarius person was involved with a woman that was emotionally manipulating him, but he was also manipulating her. And so this woman is thinking about that. This could be a Cancerian person, or it could just be someone that you really cared about, and you're kind of thinking about their situation. It could have been a situation you were in with them, and I feel like that took a long time, so my apologies. I don't know why I dwelled on that one so long. Maybe it's a Cancer thing, you know. Cancers do dwell on emotional, I don't want to call it trauma, but, you know. Because why is she looking all, you know, sideways like that? And it's like she's in some kind of like thought. She's in her head thinking about this person that's displaying these Sagittarian energies. A fun, loving, fiery person, supposedly mature and intellectual and very wise. This guy could be a philosopher. He could be some kind of teacher or someone she looks up to. So she's thinking about him and finding out that either he's not as independent as she thought, or that he was involved with someone that was kind of like a gold digger and very emotionally immature. And perhaps either that person was giving her cup of love to someone younger than this Professor Plum here. So it has to do with divine feminine energy that is contemplating on this fire sign masculine. Either a relationship that they were in, or that she was in with him at some point, or that he was involved with, whether before her, within the relationship, or after her. So it's like being informed of gossip. Why is Gemini, Professor Plum here in this study? learning about our thoughts, learning about our neighborhood, learning about our surroundings, getting the details of something we're learning about. The Page of Cups in reverse. You might be thinking about either rejecting an offer or not giving an offer. Ooh, what is that? I don't want to listen to this. Shh. Okay. Or you might just be turned off by something that you figured out or that you learned about or that you're thinking about. You might be thinking about something that someone did immature, or some immature behavior, or something that made you feel kind of like betrayed. Someone was holding on to. They weren't sharing. They weren't reciprocating or giving energy. Or they're disappointed that they didn't invest. You might be in, let's see. Oh, you rejected an offer because you could be thinking about a Gemini that maybe gave you, it was a false love offer or something like that, or it was just not something that grew, right? A love that grew, that expanded. If that's the case, it would have been a betrayal anyway. It would have ended in disappointment, because it seems that someone's disappointed that they couldn't hold on, and they understand that it's because they didn't give to the connection. Now that could be, people are starting to realize, like, oh, maybe what she was talking about, maybe what he was talking about wasn't as scattered as we thought, wasn't as eccentric even, because you could have been studying something that was very, like, a lot of information, so maybe it was not easy to put that into words, so you might not have been able to convey the message and reach people on an emotional level. And then not being able to do that, you might have felt betrayed by that. And if that's the case, it was more so to do with people not willing to surrender, because they were overly guarded. It was a matter of it could have been you being overly guarded too, holding on to protecting your energy, and because of that, not being able to either receive what was being offered or not open to what was being offered to you. It could be either way. So we have here in the ballroom our emotions have changed about our environment. I think we're ready to do something better. I think we want to invest somewhere else. I feel like there's maybe investing in a place that feels more balanced, a place that feels more elevated, more reciprocated. Even you could see it's like a shared energy, but it's like you've maybe learned something new, or you've healed something in regards to materialization. So your feelings about your neighborhood or your feelings about your environment have shifted. So now that you've learned how to balance, there's a cycle that isn't quite closed. Let's see. The moon in reverse. There's a cycle that isn't quite closed. There was an illusion that you may get the opportunity to see through better first before you make a decision. About a love or about a connection. So I feel like, okay, there was a shift in your emotional environment due to something you learned, okay, or something that you manifested. It could be due to a healing. It could be that you manifested a healed situation or a balanced perspective on a situation. And so there's a certain emotional cycle that isn't quite closed. Now that there is no illusion, maybe you can see this person more clearly. Maybe now there's an ability to see someone eye to eye, to have to connect on the emotional level. There was something about your environment that you did not value. There could have been a Taurus in your energy field. There could have been something of lesser value in your environment that you had to walk away from, that was not providing you emotional. Okay, so it was supposed to be emotional healing, but I heard sexual healing because the King of Cups was in reverse. So using emotions in a dark way for healing. This Taurus energy, this could be someone that was just focused on finance. They could have just been focused on material gains. So they were in your energy, and you walked. It's like you didn't entertain the emotional connection, or you did not find fulfillment in what was being offered, because the offer was, the emotions were false, and you have I feel like you have you brought hope to the situation, or you were trying to bring hope to the situation. It's like, okay, maybe I could see the value of this space. Maybe I can adapt to this space. But then when you realize it's not emotionally fulfilling and you had to walk away because it was emotional manipulation, what it felt like, in order to bring some kind of like star energy or some healing. Let me clarify real quick. Okay. It was some kind of collaboration initiative in regards, maybe even to housing. A lot of opportunities are surrounding you at this time because you're relaxed. You're not in competition. So trust your intuition when it comes to like stay in that calm space. Like don't take unnecessary actions right now. Just stay calm. And by calm, I just mean like hurried actions aren't necessary because the opportunities are coming to you by remaining in a state of rest. Okay, let's go over here too. What's going on in the conservatory with the ballroom in reverse? So there's some emotions that haven't been dealt with in the home that are kind of hidden. Some false pride, or maybe even a sense of so when you're not like, okay, I don't know, it's like a victimish energy, because it's like it's like, I don't have anything to be proud of. I don't know. It's like, here, you're recognized. Here, you don't see recognition. Like, kind of, I feel like victim energy. But it's not necessarily yours, but your home environment, the energy in the home, there's like this underlying vibe of a lack of recognition. See this Queen of Cups in reverse. I feel like this is a karmic, unhealed energy that you might be dealing with. We did say about the mother energy. See, like lack of love and a burden being lifted. Like it might be some kind of I guess I could call it a core energy, right? Because it comes from the mother, but it's like it's not necessarily that it's not being seen, but it might be an energy that you're not aware of, like a feeling you're not aware of that's of a dark nature. It's like a loveless energy, but it feels heavy. And it gives me like victim energy too. Like, it could also be a water sign, feminine energy. That was unhappy in their home. They didn't feel recognized, so they didn't offer any love. And now they're feeling some sort of now they're feeling a burden is being lifted. Like they might have felt like that was a heavy weight. It could be, yeah. Oh, okay. This could be like a relationship that ended. So someone was dealing with some dark emotions at home in regards to feeling like a sense of like a lack of self-worth or lack of self-pride. This could, like, again, this could be something that was going on with the mother in the home or with a mother figure that's close to home, meaning like close to your heart, that was dealing with some emotional issues, unable to receive affection or care or emotional support, perhaps, and that was kind of overwhelming. This could be due to an ex-spouse, because with this I feel like a marriage for some reason, like a union that was solidified in the physical. So this could be like this is giving me also the feeling like this is like a karmic energy that's being healed in the collective with right now the sun in Capricorn and the moon in Virgo, the Virgin Mother. Okay, I'm getting that. I feel like, Capricorn has a very hard time dealing with its opposite, Cancer, especially, it goes through a lot of challenges to get to a place of mastery emotionally for Capricorn. And so I think that was affecting the collective energy, and we might be picking up on this this energy now is like what's kind of permeating, being healed or being processed or being brought to the forefront, is being brought to the forefront as kind of like to see how it's playing out. So there's a disruption with an emperor that you're related to, or a disruption to a relationship to an emperor, What's the disruption about? A Leo energy. The disruption could be your happiness or some happy news comes. Like, remember, disruptions don't necessarily mean bad news. It could be that an emperor, there's an emperor that probably separated or divorced a Queen of Swords in reverse. And they're happy. Or happy news is that a shift, like a lucky streak for the emperor for not, because we have the candlestick in reverse. So this is 7th house energies, relationship, partnerships, but it's dark partnerships. So the emperor there may have been some kind of like shocking, or maybe it's going to be shocking to find out that an emperor actually did separate himself from a Queen of Swords in reverse, and it's going to make you very happy, or it's going to make them very happy. I'm getting like this someone you're related to that was probably going through some issues, and so in that separation it brings happiness in that situation. That surprise is, yeah, look, oh wow, it's going to bring a stability to a family, or it's going to bring like a legacy energy. The 10 of Pentacles. So whatever this emperor separated from, or whoever, which is this Queen of Swords. Now remember, the Queen of Swords doesn't necessarily have to represent a marriage to an actual person. The emperor could be the authority within you, the divine masculine within any of us, separating or not engaging in a connection to a Queen of Swords in reverse, negative thinking, negative talk, negative truths. In other words, seeing things as they're not, backwards, seeing things incorrectly, lying to get to win an argument, or whatever the case is, manipulating words and thoughts and the truth. So that could be you doing away with that, and because you did that, you could be happy. That change brings happiness, contentment, like a child. And I just heard, like a virgin, touch for the very first time. What in the... Okay, I don't know. I don't like that. It just sounded weird. But that is... that is the house of Uranus. And from my perspective, the house of change. Which is kind of weird, because it's a weird vibe sometimes. It's kind of... Anyway, moving forward. What's going on here? So someone is learning to play. Somebody that was mopey, somebody that was kind of like bored is finally learning to play. Just have fun. Maybe even enjoy the conflict of arguments. I mean, maybe somebody liked avoided connecting with people because perhaps they always ended up in some kind of conflict, misunderstanding, but learning to maybe play the mind game. Somebody learned, someone's stepped out of a rut, emotional rut, because they learned how to play. Play what? Whoever this is, they were avoiding judgment, but it's like they saw, or their light is being shed on a situation of a conflict, and why someone has to learn how to play. Oh, maybe somebody was playing kind of dirty, playing mind games because they were bored, because they didn't know how to enjoy themselves. They were stagnant emotionally, and now they're being kind of called out. Oh, Tower moment. So this light is gonna bring a surprise to this individual when they understand the High Priestess in reverse. This is someone is really understanding the manipulation that was being done with arguments. It's like deceptive. It's like someone's kind of shocked by what they find out. Like they see the manipulative side of an individual, and how they will say whatever they have to say to get what they need. Yeah, whatever opportunities they're not. This is like an opportunist. So someone's learning to detach and focus on their work. This is part of a spiritual lesson too, for someone to remain focused and learn the skill of being able to not get caught up in karmic ties, or not get caught up in karmic ties. Yeah. Oh my God, I can't freaking. Yeah, someone is able to not get stuck in this devil energy and minding their business. I'm minding my business. I'm just gonna mind my business. Keep it low. Keep your head down low and just work. Just focus. Okay, I'm just seeing somebody. Somebody's freaking out. Sorry. This person. There's somebody that learned a harsh lesson, okay? About karmic connections. They're scared shitless to get stuck in this situation again. So scared. They're like, I'm just minding my business. I'm just minding my business. Focus on the money. It's like they don't want to get caught up in relationships that tie them to certain ideals and stuff, where they can't see, they can't move, they can't do anything, because it's like, you're bound to me. It's like this person's like, let me just lay low. As long as I do this guy won't do shit to me. But for others, on a less funny note, some person has just been minding their business, but it came through the hard lesson of this. They're not afraid about it. It's just, let me just do what I do and not allow myself to get tied up in toxic situations. Oh wow, I don't know why that was so funny. Because there's someone that's afraid of karma. They're afraid. They think that they think that their karma is being bound to someone that they're going to be bound to. This could be a karmic masculine that's went back to a previous relationship for convenience, right? And went through like a hardship galore. Then went to someone else thinking it was going to be easier, and found out this is even a worse kind of hell, and now can't get out of that one to get into, at least into the previous one. So now they're like, I feel like they got out of it, like by the, how do they say that? By the nail of your finger, or by a nail. They got out of it by a nail. I don't remember the term. But this person the fact that they made it out of this, they are thanking their lucky stars. So they're like, I'm just going to mind my business. I'm going to stay over here. I never want to go through that again. See, I think that's the difference between healing and not healing. There's a few individuals that are focused on just doing them because they already know the consequences of certain entanglements, I guess you can call it, certain underhanded commitments that keep you bound to certain people and a toxic energy. And it's like, listen, I'm not falling for the tricks. I see the red flags, so I mind my business. But then others haven't really overcome it, and they stayed in a state of fear. So now they're like overcompensating in terms of work so that they don't have to like deal with any relationships, because to them any relationship can lead to that because they haven't overcome the double energy. Oh, poor guy. I don't know. The way I saw him, it was funny, but it's not. But it was. I'm just gonna lay low, keep my head down. Let's see what Colonel Mustard in the hall. I feel like he's sneaking. There's this like creepy energy in. Remember we talked about this underlying emotional energy? I think it has to do with maybe criticism, self-criticism, self-loathing. That's kind of like what's hidden in the closet. Remember we said those like emotions that were of self-worth, of a victim mindset on a new emotional side. It's like unable to receive love and whatever, feeling burdened by some kind of toxic past commitment. What they're still hiding is that there's still a lot of self-criticism, either that person's voice in their head or their own voice. So, anyhow, let's see something. Yeah, they have this hidden in the closet because they don't have the strength to deal with it, to face it, to bring it out into the light and tame that. That energy is hidden. But I mean, they're kind of like, they don't really see it. Like I said, it's hidden. It's 8th house stuff. It's taboo stuff. But they're not quite open to seeing it. See this with the Page of Wands in reverse. It's like they don't even have the torch to light to turn the lights on in the closet to see what that big monster is. Well, the monster is, there's a very like this is somebody that is like keeps like a hawk eye on their There's somebody that feels very judged and unloved. Oh yeah. Yeah, they want like a family. They want happiness. Obviously, who doesn't want happiness though, right? But I think that's like the core wound that's hidden, is that they just want like a happy family or whatever. Maybe having to accept that maybe that's not a reality for everyone, you know? So what's the closing out a cycle when it comes to your intimate circle, people that you feel comfortable with people you feel at home with. You're closing a cycle when it comes to those kind of, if it's not spiritually led. So like you could have people in your intimate circle, but if they don't have like a sole purpose with you, because this is like being driven by spirit, okay, like of a spiritual nature, being able to balance both your spirit and physical worlds. So closing a circle with an intimate, it could be the people that you felt at home with, unless they are also connected spiritually with you. You know, like there's like this understanding that we are connected beyond just I don't know, like there's a spiritual connection. Let's just leave it at that. Yep. That cycle's gonna close. Yeah, I'm very intuitive. So trusting your intuition to know who you are genuinely connected to on that spiritual level. I was just showing the Queen of Wands. The song is I Bring the Fire. Oh, it's in Spanish. Okay, I bring the fire. Alrighty, let's see. Oh, we did talk about Archangel Michael. So, you could be connected to Archangel Michael, or the person that's bringing this fire could be connected to Archangel Michael. So, you might be moving careers or shifting to another position when it comes to your status. You might be changing your status to something a little less conflicting. I'm getting like a lawyer that's going to move into a different sector of law where they don't have to really like argue with people. I'm also seeing like you're not giving to big organizations that aren't fair, that aren't taking care of their people. And I feel like you really see the dream now. The reason why you're moving away from arguments, and maybe like, you know, like I said, it doesn't have to be a lawyer leaving, but it could be like whatever work you do or whatever you're known for was requiring you to play ping pong mentally with people a lot. I think that might have been taxing or draining. So you're moving to calmer waters when it comes to that, when it comes to your status, when it comes to how you even communicate. Yeah, because you're not gonna, like, unless it's in integrity, unless you're dealing with people that just automatically come to you this way with integrity, honesty, people of their word, it's like you're not even going to engage with it. You disengage. It's just, there's no point in having a conversation with a dishonest person. You know what I mean? You're never going to get them to be honest. So the reason you're not going to give back to these groups, again, look at that, the King of Swords in reverse. I think there's a lot of, again, disinformation, misinformation, dishonesty, lack of integrity, all of that. You don't want to give to that energy. You don't want to entertain anything that's not in integrity or anything that's not really, I was going to say real honest, but really someone that can speak clearly their intentions. and being able to see the whole dream, the whole vision. It's like you put your dick down, and that doesn't mean, oh my God, I don't know if spirit didn't like that or what, but it's like my left ear just went quiet real fast, and it turned my face to the right, maybe to listen to the music. Hold on. Alright, let me just see what that word means. I know it's a slang word, Puerto Rican slam word, slang word. It's dembow, but I don't know what it. It's like maybe like swing, having. I don't know, maybe not. Who knows? Yeah, it is. Okay, dembow is a rhythmic Caribbean music genre that's similar to dancehall. It's also a rhythmic pattern that's common in other genres, such as reggaeton and dancehall. The dembow drum beat has a kick drum on all 4 beats and a snare drum playing the last 2 parts of a decillo rhythm, 3 plus 3 plus 2. Slang, in Puerto Rican slang, dembow is a slang for beat. When someone says métele dembow, they're asking you to put your flow, beat, or style into it. Okay, so yeah, your rhythm, your rhythm. Okay. So, what I was saying, look. So you see, this King of Wands, this is in the 12th house. He sees the dream. He sees in the darkness. He's the light in the dark. He is bringing the fire, the intuition. He's going to show, okay, this is everything, but the reason he's able to do that is because he put his ego passions down. He, this opportunity to go get, the opportunity to go do, the opportunity to create. We talked about earlier life-giving energy, right? Which is what Archangel Michael is, and Exu. It's like, I feel like that's what this is. It's like, okay, we're going to give life, not in the ego way, in the spiritual way, spiritual light. I mean, isn't all light technically spiritual? Okay, anyway. Okay. Did that wrap up clearly? I don't know. I'm not quite sure, to be honest with these Utes. So, was there anything else, Spirit? Anything else for the collective? See, what happens is I come here and I want to say all these things, and then what comes through, and then when I'm done with the video, I'll get a bunch of other stuff that comes through, and I'm like, really? So I'm learning to flow with that and letting it be how it is, it's like what comes through, what does not. And it's all useful in terms of, I just look at it as some information is behind the scenes and some is in front of the scenes. So anyway, that was a reading, I believe, is all we have for now. More than likely, I feel very energized. I might come back for another reading later. So we'll see. I hope you enjoyed. I'll come back soon. Take care.